what I'm saying is I want to see a move that reaches up into there. Okay. Now, what happens if it doesn't do that? That's fine. I didn't lose money. That is the number one rule. If you don't get a move that is set up to go where you think it's going to go, and it just goes the other direction, you didn't lose any money. If you waste time and mental capital, oh, I wish I would have did it the other way. You're losing mental capital. You're losing mental capital, which is much more valuable than the actual money or equity that you have in your account, because that can be replaced easily. You can get a second job, sell something, whatever. I've done that a lot when I was a 20-year-old. The mental capital, that's real hard to get that back, because when you're mentally bankrupt as a trader, you could have a winning system. You can have, a track record of making money, but when you have spent your mental capital because you've either blown out an account or accounts, and now the flavor is failing a funded account challenge or having a funded account and then losing it because you go into a tailspin, go on tilt, and do everything wrong. You are mentally bankrupt as a trader at that point. It doesn't mean that your system wouldn't work if you try to trade it again. It's just you can't muster up the confidence to press the button to execute on it. So it's real important that you're constantly balancing that stuff out as a trader. Those things are real. They're tangible barriers to you succeeding. And I didn't know about it until I endured it. And not enough, even Mark Douglas doesn't really scratch the surface deep enough, in my opinion. Nobody, in my opinion, has really made a good enough trade psychology book. And that's why I like listening to other traders that have been trading as long, if not longer than me, because I love how they describe how they deal with adversities. I don't care less, how they trade. I'm not interested in learning how to trade from somebody else. I'm interested in how they weathered that stuff. So my emphasis is picking a place where I think the market's going to draw to. I'm completely comfortable with it being wrong, because if I'm wrong, I probably will have something that tells me it's going the other direction, because I have a lot of entry methods and techniques to get into a move. But I need to be convinced that my draw is inaccurate. And if it's not accurate, then I have to recalibrate and say, okay, well, if it's not going where I think it's going to go, then I need to reassess and see where it's going in the opposite direction. If I can't discern what that is in a very comfortable manner, where then it becomes one-sided in that regard, then I have a low probability condition and I do nothing. I sit still. I do not flip and go the other direction. That's a very hard thing to articulate or teach someone, because it's all experience driven, which takes us back to why I teach people to focus on learning how to do one side of the marketplace only, stay on that side. And if you don't get a setup that fits that criteria in that draw, don't trade, not even in a demo, because you're going to build bad habits. And bad habits are really, really hard to break in general for humans.